Hello, everyone. I am so glad to actually be getting in touch with you so that I can give you some really good information because it seems that a lot of us are having some issues, and I want to make sure that we are actually meeting the goals, getting the grades exactly where we need them to be because A's are what is successful and what we really want to actually strive for. So, let's actually go over what is going on with um, how things are being graded and what you need to actually look for in order to get your work done successfully. So, if you look at the rubrics over here, you can see that the very first thing that you're tackling is the background. What I need you to realize is that you are needing to answer every single question that you actually see in each category from A to F. So in the background, as you see, one of the first questions, it says, "What magazine have you selected to convert from print to a digital version?" As well, outline the goals and purposes of the project. What have you been asked to do? What is the purpose of making the changes you have been tasked with? And what are the potential risks and rewards of using this method to reach your goal? Now, what I need you all to know is when I actually go through and grade it, you can clearly see if I have proficient checked right here, it says outlines the purpose of the project, providing details about potential risks and rewards of using this approach to meet the needs of the company. The next one actually says outlines the purpose of the project, but does not provide details about the potential risks and rewards of using this approach to meet the needs of the company, right? And lastly, if I actually click on not evident, it actually is saying does not outline the purpose of the project. So it's what you answer over here in the rubrics as to how I have to actually grade you here. So I need you to know it's not me being picky and saying, oh, I don't care to give you the grade that you deserve. I am giving you the grade that it's allowing me to give you, which I need you to know I have no flexibility. There's no flexible way for me to actually maneuver or change anything. It's set in stone. That's what it is. So I need you all to see this and understand exactly what's going on. So when you look right here, where am I at? Let's move down just a little bit. Let's look at the target market. Once again, same thing. It's asking specific questions. Determine the audience for your project. Who are the readers? Who who are you in competition with? Excuse me. What features do your competitors offer that you do not? And what information architecture components are best suited for this audience? Once again, I need you to look over. For proficient is actually telling me determines the audience for the project and the appropriate information architecture for meeting the needs of the audience. And that's for proficient. If you look at needs improvement, it determines the audience for the project, but but the information architecture chosen is not appropriate for the audience needs. And lastly, not evident is saying does not determine the audience for the project. So if you did not do the information architecture right away, you are here at needs improvement. So I don't have complete control over what you are giving me as to what grade or what section, what category you're actually being placed in. You have that control because you have to answer the questions that are here. And that way, in turn, once I actually come over to the grading scheme here, it's then whatever you've done is where I actually land um, your check mark and your grade is automatically calculated. So I need you to know I don't have control over that. Okay. Like I said, you have control over it because you can answer the questions here. And then in turn, when I get over to your actual grading, I can actually show, yes, you actually answered those questions because that is exactly how it's making me grade you according to what you've done. So That being said, I need you to make sure that you answer all the specific questions. Another thing I need you to look at very closely when you are actually working on your project is the guidelines that you have. The guidelines for submission are important. They're there for a reason. I need you to definitely look, read, make sure you understand it. So for this specific one, it tells you your design brief should be 2 to 3 pages in length, approximately 5 to 700 words, right? Not counting the visual inspiration images. And it says use 12-point type in a simple typeface such as Times New Roman or even Calibri. Format your paper. There we are, paper. Okay? Using MLA style. And we are going to get on that in a minute as well. So that lets you know right from the start, you have a 2 to 3 page paper that you have to do, that you have to cite in MLA format, right? So obviously that means that you're going to have a Word document, right? Or something very similar showing your content of your brief. So there should be not too much of a question about that. Beyond that, it says make sure the written portion is organized and labeled. What that means is where it says background, that is where you should actually in your paper have a labeling showing that this is the background, this is the target market, this is the content, so on and so forth. So everything should have been labeled instead of having it all in one essay format and nothing is labeled. So you have to do exactly what it's telling you to do so that you can actually get all the points you possibly can. Answer the questions as they are asked and make sure that you're understanding it. Because if you don't understand it, I definitely need you to actually contact me. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to make sure that you are successful in this class. I do not want people leaving my class with anything below a B, obviously. But I will tell you this: strive for excellence, ask questions, and you will leave my class with the A that you deserve. That's what I want you to leave my class with, okay? Let's see, what else? Where am I at? As well, it tells you you will need to submit your visual inspiration as JPEG images. So that also means to me that even if I input these JPEGs into my Word document, no matter what, that means I actually have to have those JPEGs separately because that's what it's telling me. You need to submit those as JPEGs. So that means right from the start now, we have at least your Word document and your 3 visual inspiration JPEG images. As well, if you decided that you wanted to include information like your components and different things within the visual inspiration that it specifically talks about, the different elements that you may want to actually put into your interactive ad, then, into your design brief, for your final project, then you can add those as well. But the next thing tells you to zip the files into one organized package submission. So that means that your Word document, your JPEG images should all be in one folder and then zipped. Okay, that makes life easy, and I promise you it's done for a reason. So you really need to follow exactly what it's telling you here. I promise you, you'll be completely successful if you do that. Okay. Answering each and every question, reading carefully and making sure that you understand it is definitely the goal to making sure that you have a very successful assignment. So I just wanted to actually make sure to step on your toes and make sure that you understand that this is exactly what we're dealing with. This is the only way I can grade it. So it's actually telling you, okay, I'm grading according to what it's saying. I can't do anything different about this. That's exactly the way it is. So please read, be careful. You can do this. I know it. Okay. The next thing that I want to talk to you all about is the simple fact that MLA formatting is a must. So whether it's your discussion board or whether it's an assignment, I need you to actually cite. If you don't understand, I have actually included links all over the place. I need you to actually make sure that you understand what it takes to actually create your documents in MLA format. In MLA format, that means you should have a specific heading. That means you should be ending it with your works cited page. That means that you should, within your actual document, have related your actual references from below within your actual statement, proving the actual information that you are talking about. Okay. So whether it's parenthetically or whether you've included, the last name within your actual statements, make sure that you understand what MLA formatting is, because from here on out, it's going to get tougher. And I need you to understand and know that when it comes to citing, it's important. It actually shows the viewer, the reader, whoever is looking at your information, that your information is not faulty. You've gotten that information from a specific source. So if the information is faulty, it's not your fault, it's their fault. So you take the blame off of yourself, you ensure that you know exactly what you're saying, and you put the blame onto the person that you've gotten the resource from. Make sure that you understand what MLA formatting is specifically, okay? You will know that from here on out, I'm not going to be giving freebies on that. You need to make sure that you're citing well, okay? That's really important. So from here on out, know that it's important. Got to have it done, and we will be good as far as that's concerned. Because a lot of you are getting dinged for not citing well, and those are points that you don't need to have taken off. So make sure that you're getting that done. So there's something else that I want to make sure to talk to you all about. If you have noticed, say, after I've maybe made an announcement, or say you've looked into your project or assignment a little bit further and you've realized that there's things you've left out or done wrong and you want to actually change it and edit what you've already submitted, if you see that it's not been graded, you need to go ahead and get in there, resubmit the correct thing. And when you do that, make sure that, once again, you are putting everything in a total package the way it should be. So if you have to change anything, just make sure you redo that and submit the whole thing all over again, because the last submission is what I'm grading. And if it's not been graded yet, then you should go ahead and get in there and get whatever it is that you need to have fixed. And that way, you don't feel like you've already submitted it and you're stuck with what you have. No, resubmit should you ever need to, even if it's after the due date, because you want to make sure that you get the original in time. And like I said, should you see that you've made any mistakes and need to edit, you do that, edit and resubmit. I'm going to always be looking at the very last submission. So don't let that hinder you that you've already submitted. Go ahead and fix whatever it is needs to be fixed, or edit or add, or whatever the case may be. Cool. I believe that is all the information that I have, and I want to make sure that you all are good. So if you have any questions, holler at me. If you need me for anything, you know how to contact me. Bye.